Did you know that content shared by your employees will get up to 8 times more engagement than content that you share on your company page? Yet, time and again, my clients tell me that they can't get their employees to engage or post or do anything with LinkedIn. I'm going to show you the 5 steps that I use to help my clients get their most reluctant employees confident enough to post on LinkedIn for themselves and on behalf of your company. The first thing you need to do is set expectations with clear guidelines that remove any confusion. You want to provide a roadmap for what they should be doing and not just a list of what not to do. To make it really clear, I always provide examples of posts that have worked in the past. And then I break it down. What is it about this post that made it work? Was it the hook? Was it the storytelling? Was it a great graphic? So you want to share lots of examples of different formats, different formulas, and aim for a balance of educating them and inspiring them. Also, share your corporate calendar with the broader team. If you have events coming, if there are major conferences coming up, product launches, industry shifts and news, anything like that, if you put it on the calendar and give them access to that, this will enable them to create posts and plan for what you have coming down the line. And it will create a system where everybody's really talking about the same thing. And you have that scenario where, oh my gosh, your company's just showing up everywhere. And it feels like there's this real vitality and buzz around your company and your brand. Look, you're going to have some people that are super excited to participate and join in on this initiative, but even they will drag their feet if things aren't super simple. So, bottom line, you want to make things as easy as possible for people to be posting on LinkedIn, sharing their voice, and adding to the conversations that are already happening on the platform. The next step is part training, part motivation. You want to hold regular workshops, and I use the word workshop because they're meant to be interactive, instructive engagement, and not just a lecture. Your workshops can break down what to post, when to post, how to post, and I love to also include more examples when I'm doing this training. Also, you want to train all the time. Make social media training part of your onboarding process. Make it regular and continuous. Offer a Slack channel or office hours where people can pop on and ask questions. Speaking of that level of support, give them tools. Give them lots of templates and different frameworks. Make sure that they know who they can go to for support. A resource hub can be a really great one-stop shop for every tool, every support item, every template, everything that you've ever shared. Give them one place to look, one single source of truth. How many different acronyms or ways can I phrase this? In essence, you really want to just over-communicate to the larger team. And if I can make sure that you take one thing away from this video, it's that your LinkedIn training should not be a one-time activity. This is a topic that I never see highlighted enough, and it is so important to the success of your program. Your executive team sets the tone for your entire program. If they are not posting, if they are not sharing insights, no one else on your team is going to feel confident to be sharing either. They're going to be too afraid to take the time and take the effort to share things. They're going to be afraid of sharing the wrong thing or sharing too much, sharing too little. The list will go on and on. The best employee engagement programs, the best success on social media starts at the top-down approach. Also, put your money where your mouth is. If you have subject matter experts on your team, make sure that they're allocated appropriately so that they have time to be sharing. Most of us already have too much on our plate, and carving out more time on top of a full workload is not a recipe for success. So you want to create a culture where everybody feels that it's acceptable and even encouraged to share. This goes back to those tools and that support that you created in the last step. So do you have a Slack or a team space where people can be sharing successes or asking questions or posting inspiration of what worked well or great posts that they saw that everybody can look to as an example? It's really important, and your overall environment takes into account those types of spaces in your company. So, big takeaway here is you need to champion your social media efforts from the top down, and that starts with your executive team. Doesn't matter if it's just the CEO, every single member of your executive team should be active on LinkedIn. Let's just bribe them. I'm just kidding. But really, any successes on LinkedIn is something that's worth celebrating, and your program should recognize that. I like to set expectations for what good, what excellent, what is worth celebrating. So does that mean a cadence? Does that mean a particularly high engagement rate or great reach, or just a really banging post that looked great and got some good feedback? Document what that looks like and then celebrate it often. Celebrate it in company meetings, in all hands meetings, in internal newsletters. Maybe make it part of your review process. The more that you can do to be creating that culture of sharing and support for your social efforts, the more successful that this program is going to be. Also, try and make it fun because, yes, I promise you, LinkedIn can be fun. If you have a super competitive team, it could be fun to create a challenge, have weekly missions. Maybe it's who can create the most new connections, who can get the most comments on a post, who gets the most votes on a poll. Anything different where you can encourage some competition amongst your team can be really successful in a program like this. And finally, show the team the success that they're having and the impact that they're having on the business. Are you getting more website visits from social media? Great. Document that, share that, celebrate that. Maybe you are seeing anecdotally that more people, more prospects are saying that they heard about your brand or they saw your brand on social media and that's why they're checking you out. That's the type of feedback that really starts to snowball and you build a system where everyone feels like they're all contributing to the same shared goals and successes. So the key here is that you really want to motivate your team to make sure that they are frequently participating. And that motivation doesn't always have to just be a gift card or a monetary thing. It can also just be recognition because people want to feel thanked. They want to feel appreciated for their efforts. And just a couple advanced tips. You know those coworkers that just like know everyone and they're always having a conversation at conferences and events? Those are the ones that you want to grab here. They're usually natural networkers. They love to share their knowledge. They might even already have a little bit of a reputation within the industry. They're great people to pull if you want to start a beta program for your employee engagement. The key here is you can kind of like pull them into the inner circle. So you can give them inside info into product updates, your roadmap, maybe even share a case study or some analyst relations info that they can use in their content that will get, again, more reach than your corporate posts because we do know that personal brands perform better and tend to get a little bit more reach and exposure than anything that you post from your company page. You do want to watch out for people that kind of overshare because the key, you don't want to saturate your feed and post on top of yourself because then your posts can kind of cannibalize each other. You want to give them a little bit of time to breathe. So work with your team to make sure that they're not posting more than once a day. Also remind them that while AI is a great tool and can be your friend, it should not be your main source of posting. So if you get to the point where all of your posts sound robotic or exactly the same, or you are constantly thrilled to announce in our ever-increasing digital landscape, no. We know that that's all AI, so use AI, yes, but use it with caution. Also, make sure that your team is not getting burnt out. Suggest starting with a very easy cadence to start. Something like 2 times a week is perfect for beginners. They are not your primary marketing channel. You just want to get them into the mix, sharing their insights and continuing to champion your brand and also create some brand awareness. You don't want them to get burned out and figuring out constantly, what do I post this week? What do I post today? Twice a week is perfect for getting started. And then you can ramp up there once you have some successes and you have them doubling down on what's working. And speaking of that, definitely feel free to offer some one-on-one support if you need to. Maybe someone started off strong and then tapered off a little bit and you can hit them with a quick like, hey, can we chat about LinkedIn? You can ask where they're getting hung up. You can provide some little bit of coaching and accountability. That is totally fine. Just make sure that you are setting up these sessions based on your availability. The goal here is not to create a whole team of LinkedIn influencers, we like to call them, but really you just want to get your subject matter experts, your team sharing their insights on the platform and with your audience. Sometimes they just need to know that they have you in their corner to help them out. And that's where marketing and communications professionals can really help to kick this program into overdrive because you have all of this knowledge, all of these tips about what works on social. You just need to document it and make it super clear for your team so that they can take their time to shine. Really, here, you just want to make your employees feel really valued for taking the time to share their thoughts on the platform and for the time that they took to contribute to your company's messaging and overall success. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Jacqueline, and I talk about all things social media and B2B strategy. So feel free to go ahead and hit that subscribe button wherever it is if you want more of this type of content.